Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, rocked me to my core when I read it because she offers this uniquely contrarian way of thinking. Instead of looking for the things to throw out, she says only look for the things to keep that give you joy, however you define the word joy. And by going through that process with all of the possessions that you own, starting with your clothes, it actually translates into all the other areas of your life, like the decisions you make with respect to your career, your relationships. So I'm gonna get down to business because I'm getting tired of standing like this. I'm finished. I got through every single article of clothing I own in under 90 minutes. I could have sworn it was going to take me 4 to 6 hours minimum. This was way easier than I thought, and I'm only keeping 1/3 of the clothes that I own. My favorite 1/3. It's amazing how simple this was, and there was only a handful of situations where that fear factor came up, that scarcity mentality of, whoa, like I'm getting rid of a lot of my stuff. And I'll go through my 3 toughest decisions with you. This is energizing. It's exciting. I'm excited to have all this new space, to only be surrounded by the clothing that's my favorite stuff. You can't help but learn a lot about yourself going through a process like this, like seeing the kind of stuff that you own and really having a chance to have a conversation with yourself about some of the decisions that you made. For example, I own 7 tuxedo shirts. 7. And I probably go to a tuxedo-driven event like once every 2 years. Why do I own 7 tuxedo shirts? I feel like everybody has at least one article of clothing that just like tortures them. You know, it's in their closet, you spend way too much money on it, you never wear it, but every time you see it, you feel guilty, you feel like you have to wear it, or when you do wear it, you're like, I look like crap. This is like a Ted Baker shirt. I love Ted Baker, but this shirt sucks. Probably spent like twice as much money on this shirt than every other shirt in my closet. It doesn't look good with anything I wear. It doesn't fit me well. It's one of those shirts that like you just can't clean normally. Like I have to get it dry clean specially, and it costs me like 10 bucks every time I want to wear it. Now I get a chance to get rid of this thing. It will never haunt me again. Thank you, Marie Kondo. Now, in most areas of my life, I believe in being humble, but when it comes to my sport coat game, it's just kind of impossible because my sport coats, my blazers are just so on point. So there were these 2 blazers that when I bought them, they were my absolute favorite. These guys right here. This one, this blue one, and I loved these blazers, but they've already served their purpose. Like when you put them on now or like you see them, they just don't do the same thing for you anymore. I only have 1 ski coat, spent a lot of money on it a few years ago. I think it's dumb, but if the situation calls for skiing, then I have something, but if I get rid of it, then I don't. So Marie Kondo, she's pretty vigilant about only keeping the things that give you joy and not just having something because it fits a category. I decided to just get rid of the ski coat that I have because I think it's dumb, and now I'll go out and I'll find something that I enjoy. Perhaps the biggest challenge that I came across were the articles of clothing that had some form of sentimental value attached to them. You know, I had a lot of things in there that were gifts from people. There were articles of clothing that I've had for years or even decades of my life, and making the choice to part with some of those is difficult. These were the toughest. These were my high school football jerseys, right? Sentimental value, those were from some big days in my life. And then this old school Jet jersey, I think it's from like the early 1980s. This is a Wesley Walker jersey. Look at this thing. You know, the reason why you keep something like this, it's like, oh, one day my son's gonna wear it, but no, he's not. This thing is just, it's terrible. And I hope he's not a Jets fan because it's been a miserable existence for me. I'm just kidding, Dad. I'll make sure I raise him a Jets fan. Well, that is officially it for the life-changing magic of tidying up my wardrobe. And I gotta tell you, I'm fired up. And going through this process has really cultivated an awareness for me around the areas of my life, you know, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that could stand to go through an overhaul like this. And if you've ever contemplated doing something like this, my best advice to you, do it. Don't wait. Just get after it.